Devidra, you can go first.
Okay, hello everyone. I am Deidre Johnson. I am a daughter of Carlton and Miranda, the fourth daughter actually. So I'm the baby of the crew, and I am a teacher. I'm a wife. I am a mother of two beautiful children. I am an educator. I don't know if I said that yet. I'm also a candle curator for Be the Light Candle Company. So if anyone is interested in purchasing candles and wax melts, I'm just going to throw that out there. You can visit bethelightcandleco.net. I am a Christian and, not perfect. I heard him saying this prayer, but I know that I need Jesus. And, without him, I'm a mess. So I'm definitely just, all around, I guess, just what I want to say, I'm an introvert, very rare. Like I speak, of course, but, I'm very quiet, reserved. But I love the Lord. I love people. And yeah, that's me.
Well, I'm Reuben Johnson, born and raised in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. One of the roughest parts of Fort Lauderdale, Florida. A lot of you guys, if y'all from down south, in Fort Lauderdale area, like the Sis Trunk area, where it is a little rough and crazy. But I'm that rose that actually grew from the concrete from that community. Actually, a house with mom and father where they're present. That was a blessing. So I saw marriage. I'm still seeing marriage in my household. College educated, married. I'm an educator. Been doing this almost going for 14 years now. Two wonderful, awesome kids. I'm an awesome brother-in-law. I'm that dude that a lot of people like to talk to because I like to give sound advice, especially if I have something to give. My heart and my, saying it's always open to other people. I'm loving, I'm God-fearing. Like I stated in my prayer before, I am not perfect, but I know that God has me, he got me. And I know that because I'm still here, and that means I have a purpose while I'm here. And I'm just grateful and I'm thankful even just to be here to share this on our platform. And yes, I am. I'm a part of Harmony of Hope. I am the co-director. I'm also a part of the praise and worship team, not during the pandemic, but pre-pandemic part of the praise and worship team. And I love to sing backup for people, not solo. So don't act so low. I'm gonna sing really low. But other than that, I just love the Lord and I just love to sing. I like to just have a good time. That's just me. And I am an extrovert. So I'm the person that's gonna get the party started, that's gonna get it going. Everybody looking at me like, what you doing? Like, y'all gotta get off the wall. That's just me. That's my personality.
Remember when I said yin and yang? Extrovert, introvert? I'm telling you, perfect harmony. Now, tell us who you guys are together as a couple.
I'm gonna go first. I'm grateful for this woman. Like, for real. We've got the title of a power couple from other people. But what I mean, when I think of the power couple, I think of a couple that holds power in their state of who they are in their present moment. Because we're not perfect. But when we are in that particular moment, we do what we need to do to actually spread our love to other people, other marriages. We hang out with other married couples. And also we hang out with other single people because we want to be a beacon of light. So that's what we are as a couple. Like we stated, we both love the Lord. We both are in the church. We both minister in the church. We are part of a lot of ministries at the church. If we start counting them on our fingers, we'll probably lose them all. But and you want to add on there?
No, you said everything. Parents, I think it's important, like even with us, like being an example for our children at home, because you could tell people anything, but the children, they see us, they see us inside the house. So I think our first ministry is that of the home.
Yeah.
I love that you said your first ministry is inside the home because you're the example for your children. Because today, Brother Nick and I, we recorded and we were talking about Lot and how he saw Abraham do some things, because in 2 Peter, it says that he was righteous, but he could have only learned his righteousness from Abraham. So that's very powerful. I'm happy that you guys shared that.
Yeah.
Now, one of my favorite questions, how did you all meet?
Okay, so this is funny. Okay, so we have two versions. My version and her version. So we have two different versions of how we actually met. So I'm gonna go with my story. She'll tell hers afterwards. So I met Vidra in 6th grade in middle school. So the thing was, we never had interaction when it came down to conversations, but through the hallways. So I met her with my eyes. But long story, boom, 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 got through high school. But in college, 2003, compact summer year, we just graduated high school. I don't remember her or anything from middle school. We get to we're doing incoming summer freshman orientation, and I look over and I'm like, she looks so familiar to me. I told you guys I'm an extrovert. I'm an extrovert, so I'm gonna go mingle with everybody. Like, you look familiar, and I could probably, no offense, I could probably be telling a story, but it's just me, just to get to know people. Like, you look familiar, but I was actually like, you look so familiar to me. And she was like, I was like, what high school did you go to? She's a proud Dillard Panther. So she was like, I went to Dillard High School. I was like, okay. I was like, all right. I said, what middle school did you go to? She said, I went to Parkway. She said, but I went to William Dandy my 6th grade year. And I was like, I remember your face. It's just like, okay. And to be honest, ever since 2003, the first day I met her, we have not yet been separated.
Yeah, you see how you said the first day I met her, right? 2003.
So we matriculating through the school, and I think around about going into our junior year, we was in our junior year. My cousin, which was on campus, and her sister was on the campus, and we just got out of those relationships that you was trying to hold on to. And then because we was best friends, so we used to communicate a lot with each other. So she knew what I was going through in my dirt, and I knew what she was going through in the dirt that's going on behind the scenes. So it built a relationship. So because we was already best friends. So when we decided to actually let's see how it would work, because my cousin and her sister was very adamant. Like, I think y'all should go. I think y'all at least try. I was like, that's my friend. That's like my sister, But it was just. It was a breath of fresh air because I already knew who she was, and I knew actually what she wanted in a relationship. So I was like, I want to mimic what she actually wants because I really do like her. So I want to be the man that she actually needs. So when we leave college, that she feels secured. I want to be that priest, I want to be that protector, and I want to be that provider. So I want to be that 3 Ps for her. So after we graduated college, we decided to get married, and we got married at 23. We got married young. We was 23, we 36. We going on 13 years. And we've been holding on to each other. And I always tell people, we're young, but we holding on to something that a lot of people that are older can't do. And we just hope that we are, a vessel to other married couples. Like, yeah, we're young, we go through a lot. And especially with the day and age being young, the social media stuff will tear up everything. So we are just so grateful just to even be here. So that is my version. So she's gonna tell you her. She's gonna tell you hers.
Okay, so my version. It was in 2003. It was a summer program for incoming freshmen where you would have you have 5 weeks to prove that I think you had to get a 3.0 or higher, and you'll have a 4-year scholarship. So they'll pay for everything. The only thing you would have to pay for were books. So I knew about the college because my one of my sisters, the one who's a year older than I am, she was already there. So found out about the compact program, And I said, okay, I'm gonna go 5 weeks. So of course they have like a meet and greet time for, people all over the world to come together. So we're in the banquet hall, and you know how you have to introduce yourself, things like that. So of course, I have nothing much to say, just told out, from the high school that I was in. So Ruben, being the extrovert that he is, he comes up like once, everything is done, they have games and stuff out. And he's like, I think I know you. So he started asking me all these questions. Told me he went to Stranahan, and I knew about Stranahan because my dad went there a few years before transferring to Dillard. And like he said, Dillard High is like to me, it's like the best school, especially in our town, because that was like one of the first African-American churches, schools, to be built in that community. So we just, Dillard is something different. So, but either way, so of course that brought like, oh, Stranahan, so we just, talking junk and things like that. So that's how I first met Ruben. And, Ruben, if you know Ruben, you know how outgoing he is. So we just started talking from there. And even that entire summer, we just hung out a lot. And, we found out that we were both going for education. So, we kind of stuck together. So that's how we met. Yeah.
I love it. I love how she said, well, here's my version. I love that. How did you know, Ruben, that Vidra was the one? And Vidra, how did you know that Ruben was the one?
Okay. How did I know that Vidra was the one? I knew that she exuded what I needed, not want. It's a difference between a want and a need. A want is something that can be passed over. A need is something that you really you have to have. So I knew that I had a lot. I was dating once in college, but I had to find someone that I needed. So what I knew it's good. I know we're young, but it was good to go through the relationships that I've gone through before I even met her, because I knew for a fact that what I was seeing and what I was dealing with from there that didn't work, I need to find something. Everybody is not meant to be together, and you can't force it. And it was this, right? My wife, it was nothing forced. That was the beauty of it. Like, it was a natural chemistry, because we were already from 2003 connected with each other. So when 2006 came around and we decided to say, hey, I know it feels kind of awkward, my cousin and your sister really trying to push us up together. Let's see how it will work. Now, it was awkward at first because we were just really good friends. Mm-hmm. But the shield on the wall came down so fast because of we were already comfortable with each other. Now we had to view each other in a whole different light. Now you're still my best friend, you're still my road dog, but now I have to get to know you on a whole different level than I was the surface level. Hey, how you doing? Let's chill. Let's go get something to eat. That was like the surface things that we were doing as friends. But when we started dating and started getting to know each other, I started like learning more about her. Like, yeah, we do got a lot in common. Like Sister Agnes quoted, like we were like yin and yang. Like we mesh with each other. Like what I lack, she feels it. So it is vice versa. So with that being said, like that's how I knew she was really like the one for me. And to be honest, like we are really going for the death do you part kind of marriage, and that's our goal.
Mm-hmm. Okay. How did I know? Okay, so I remember when I don't know if I can even share this part, but I had just like maybe whatever, it's like maybe a few months of me like breaking up with the guy that I was with. And I remember being in the dorm, my sister and I, luckily we were able to share, we were roommates along with two other girls. And I remember her saying, Vidra, I think I got somebody for you. So I was like, who? And she's like, Ruben. So I was like, Ruben who? Ruben who? And then she's like, Ruben. I'm like, girl, no. I was like, that's my friend. I was like, Ruben, I was like, Ruben don't want me or whatever. So after that, it kind of just made me think like, you know. So I even remember like the next time seeing him, kind of, you know, with the side eye, like, could it be, you know? So that was like me just trying to like figure out like, would it work? I don't know. But I wasn't looking to be with anybody during that time. I was just, you know, just being me. And I knew that he was the one because he was consistent. And I say he was consistent with, I guess, caring for me, consistent with how he treated me, how he talked to me. He was consistent with just letting me know that, you know, he loved me. And I think that was for me knowing it wasn't, I wouldn't say it's a particular date. I don't have a date for you guys, but just knowing that consistency helped me know that, okay, he's for me.
Yeah, I heard that, sisters. She said he was consistent. So if you got somebody in your life that's inconsistent, cut it, right? Because that means he's gonna be inconsistent in your marriage. Our fourth question is, how has the kingdom blessed your marriage?
Wow. When I say it, oh my Lord, where do we start?
Want me to go first?
You know what? Go ahead, because I have something, and I want to make sure that it builds up. Because what I want to say something, but I could go ahead and then
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll say this. I am well, my dad is a pastor, so I grew up as what people call preacher's kid of a Pentecostal church. And when I met Ruben, he fooled me because we were in the gospel choir together. And being at the gospel choir, you know, they have their instruments, and you know, I couldn't tell that Ruben was, you know, born and raised in the Church of Christ. But either way, so I what was the question?
About I did
Kingdom.
Kingdom bless our marriage. Yeah.
All right. So at first it was rough for me because I grew up with instruments. I grew up with, you know, going to the altar and calling the name of Jesus, and then you know, visiting while we were dating, visiting Ruben's house. You know, his mom would, you know, she'll have the Bible and she'll be, you know, having Bible study, and you know, she's telling me about, okay, the women preachers and all this stuff that was like confusing to me. I'm like, wait, what? And you know, eventually, you know, going to visit the church with them, I started like, you know, reading and things, and finding things in the Bible through the word that I didn't know, you know, myself. And you know, it brought about a change. And I knew that if I was going to marry him, I felt, you know, not everybody would feel this way, but I did feel that I would want to be in the same or have this, I would say, have the same Christian values as my husband, because I would, of course, want our children. It was important for me, like growing them up, you know, with what we believe in. So the kingdom, it blessed our marriage in many ways. Even then, because if I could tell this too, like when we got married, like it was a couple of times where I started seeing that Ruben was like varying off, like he wasn't coming to church as often as, you know, I was going, like finding myself going by myself. So in my mind, and I think I even told you one time, I'm like, Ruben, like, I'm like, I was like, you know, I'm going to this church now, but you have me going to church by myself. Like, well, you know, what's really going on? And you know, we talked about some things and how he just felt like he was searching, I guess, for more and searching for things like that. And that's how, like, lucked up, we found the church that we attend now, Hope Church of Christ, because I met a young lady, Katrina Smith, at a teacher's workshop. And, you know, I was explaining to her, you know, how we were looking for something else. And she invited me to church with her. And that's how we ended up at Hope Church of Christ. But the kingdom has blessed us so in so many ways, because it keeps us grounded. it keeps us with a sense of purpose, and that's what I would say, and keep us together.
And you know what, I would say this too, and I love what you're saying, so everything can roll up to what I'm about to say. It showed us our flaws. I just got chills with that one because it did. Because you would think that you are going into something, and then when you surround yourself with other people, they going through worse, and you're like, I thought I had it, had it bad. So, and then when we started getting into the marriage enrichments, because to let you guys know, the 13 years have not just been flowers and rainbows and butterflies and all that good stuff. Now, we did have our moments, but the thing was, we always looked at each other and say, that little thing should not blow up so much that it splits up the whole entire thing that God has built. Because we definitely believe that God had brought us together for a purpose, for a reason. Now, do we really know as of now, as yet? No. That's why we're still here. We're still seeking. So that's one thing we love about the church and how the church has blessed us, because it's providing a lens that we did not have as a married couple. When we first got married, yeah, we was in the church, but we didn't really put ourselves in the church, if you get what I'm saying. So it made us, when we started getting deep into it and having a better understanding of what marriage really is. Marriage is not about the tuxedo, the wedding dress, picking out the cake, the venue, the $100,000 that you just paid for people to party with you for 4 hours, and they leave to go home to their place, and now you got to deal with a headache of a bill. So that's what we had to realize, that by that's not what marriage is. Marriage is basically centering your two steps around Jesus and how he's going to bless your marriage, and how will your marriage actually bless others. That is what it is. So it should be, people should see and say, you know what? It's something about that couple. I don't know what to put my hands on it, but it's something about them. If people can't say that about your marriage, you can say about it all the time. Like, God is good with us, he's blessing us. But if others can't see what the Lord is actually putting within you and in the marriage, then it's going to be, it's to me, it's not really worth of being in a marriage if people cannot be blessed by your marriage.
Ooh. Y'all said something so powerful and so deep. Ruben, you said if people cannot say anything about your marriage, there is no point in you being married, because marriage is about people seeing God in it. Yep. And not about you. That is deep, y'all. Because I think a lot of times people get married for the glitz and glamour. Like, I'm going to get my dress, I'm going to do this, and I'm going to do that. And then that's it. So you shared something so, like, look, singles, did y'all write that down? That's edging my mind. It's not about the glitz and glamours. It's about Jesus. Go ahead.
Think about it, sister. Just think about it. You did all that stuff for that one day, then you wake up in the morning and look at each other like, okay, we're married. Now what do we do from here? It's because that's what we did. Like, to be honest, the next day we stood right at the by the big window to the glass. We looked at each other and said, now, what do we do? Because we're young. Was like, what do we do? Like, how do we go? Where do we go from here? Like, we had guidance. What's next? Because we had our parents to look up to. You know what I'm saying? She was blessed to have a home where mom and dad together growing up. I was blessed to have that, mom and dad growing up together. Now it's our turn, because we can't live on the traditions of mom and daddy. Everything
that's good. What worked for them, they
work for you. So it's like, now what? We had that conversation. A lot of people need to have that. Like, hey, where do we go from here? How will our marriage now bless others? If it don't bless others, why are we actually here? So that was our goal, to bless others. That's that we wanted to be that beacon of light for younger people. Yeah, it is cool to get married, and it's cool to get married to your homegirl. It's cool to get married to, like, this my homegirl, this is my best friend. Nobody else can say, hey, who your best friend? Because guess what? I gotta come home to her. I gotta tell her my problems, and guess what she's gonna do? Come over here, I'm gonna pat your back, make you feel better, hope that you're doing good. I'm gonna push you out there in that world because I know you can do it. So she's my words of affirmation.
Amen. Man, this is so deep. I'm telling you, oh, Lord have mercy. Thank you. Thank you for sharing that with us, because a lot of times people forget you're dating, but you're just dating. Are you dating for more? Like, can when you get with that person, can you say, dang, that's my homeboy? Like, when I come home, I don't want my husband. I want my homeboy right now. And you have that. That's like, Vidra, take your wife hat off, put your homegirl hat on. Let's have a talk, because this is what my day was like. So I love that you share that, because a lot of times we forget the friendship in marriage, and you just shared that with us. So how, and you honestly, you just really said it, but I want you to go deeper. How has your marriage blessed the kingdom?
Oh my goodness. I want to say that our marriage has blessed the kingdom in so many ways. We don't mind giving and being in the forefront in serving. That's what I want to say. We don't mind serving. But here, Mice and me, that's our thing. And I used to be the one that used to be on the the background about it. She used to be the one that's, let's go do it. Now we're both on that same page. Like, we think about it, we pray about it, and we say, okay, now how will our marriage, now like you just state, how will our marriage bless these people? How would, like today, before we got on here, how will our marriage bless the people that's on here to listen? That's why I prayed about having our eyes open, our ears open, our heart open to receive something. Because if you can't receive nothing from anybody, that's just me, be a person, even a friendship, associate, or anything like that. If I can't receive anything from you that's going to benefit me, just my well-being, kick rocks. It's no use to you being. That's just me, and you know me. Kick rocks, keep it going, because I'm on to the next. Because if you can't do nothing for me, that's how I feel people should feel about other marriages. If we cannot give you anything, especially for the kingdom, because it should be the upkeeping of the kingdom, bringing the kingdom up, building the kingdom up. If it's nothing that we can do to do that, why are we there? So if people call us to actually do something, to like this state that you're doing, this platform, if people call us to share something, my wife and I, we look at each other, it's a reason. It's a reason for us to be here. So that's how I know that how our marriage is blessed in the kingdom, because we are here just to share a word.
Yeah, and just being an example, like I said, I know that no one's perfect, but we try our best to live a life that's pleasing to God, and hoping that he gets the glory in us sharing our story, us sharing the voices that he blessed us with, and even sharing the knowledge that we have. So that's my take on it.
Okay, so I'm going to ask a tough question. What does romance look like now in your marriage?
Okay, what romance look like? I want to say this. I flirt with my wife all day. Even the Lord knows my heart. Even sometimes in church when I'm doing praise and worship, I'll wink. She knows, like, okay, I got you. But romance is something that should not leave when you leave out your house, in the car, at your home, at your job, anywhere you go. People should see, like, why you happy? I am happy because I have a happy home. So romance look, what romance is to me, it's like, it's an ongoing, unloving thing. The flirting, when we cook, sometimes when we cook together, we laugh and we sing and we having a good time, but also our kids see it. So when our kids see, they don't just see mom and daddy just sitting around separated. When we on the couch, we chilling. They sometimes they're like, oh my goodness, y'all aggravating us. But my son always big on that. And they just, but the thing is, that is something that they need to see, because my thing is, I do that all the time. I love this woman, and I tell her all day. I want to say this. We affirm each other every day before we go to work, because in her mind, no other woman gonna affirm nothing about you when you hear from me. I want to be the first person versus somebody else, a fresh breath air from work, telling you, oh, you look nice today. I like what you got on. She gonna do that to me first. I'll do the same thing to her. You look beautiful. You look sexy. You look good. All right, go ahead. Fulfill your day. When you get home, let's work. Let's see what we can do today. Like, we try to plan things out during the day. Little text messages. Hey, just thinking of you. How you doing? Hope your day going well. You got it. I know that you probably stressed out at this moment. You got it. So the romance don't have to be the physical all the time. It's the little things. And I learned about, and I think that's what a lot of women, but with her, she's all about, it's just a little. If you give me just that little bit, like you never say faith the size of mustard seed, that's her. She's like, give me just that little bit. Everything, literally, if you do that little bit for me, I'm all yours. Like, fill my love tank and we good. And I think that's what like I seen somebody put in the message saying, tell it, let other brothers know. Like, to me, that's what happens. If you don't feel the love tank of your wife, you wondering why she's giving you the cold shoulder, why when she gets home, she's not conversing with you. She's only talking to the kids or doing her motherly duties, the things that you say are motherly, because I think everybody should be doing the same thing. But anyway, that's just me. We do the same thing in our house. Like literally, we share all the load and everything like that. So, but the thing is, that's what romance looks like on my end.
Okay, so with me, like romance is very romantic. Like, I remember even with our was it the 10th year? Our 10-year anniversary, he surprised me and took me to Philly. I had no idea. He spoke to my principal, everybody except for me knew that I was gonna be in Philly. Like, he had the suitcase, everything was packed. All I had to do when I got up to we told me we was going Orlando
to go meet Darius.
And I'm like, it's the Thursday. Today is Thursday. I gotta go to work, And he's like, nah, I said of everything. So like, he's very romantic. And even then, like with the pandemic and everything, he always is like finding new ways to be romantic. And that's like at the house when we weren't going anywhere, cooking and having the lights dim and that kind of stuff, having the kids help him, put stuff. It was just, yeah. So like, romance, it's very special. Something very special.
I love that. She said during the pandemic, he had the kids helping him to prepare for her.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So he makes sure that he still dates you. He makes sure that it's not that we just met at the altar. No, this is like he said, and you said it, Brother Ruben, you said, I'm making sure that this lasts forever till death do us part.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of couples, that's the part that they miss is are you here for the long haul or are you here just for the moment to occupy a space? And you've shown us that if we're going to do this, we need to do it right. So thank you, Brother Ruben, for sharing that, because I've seen many divorces. I've heard of divorces. I've heard of couples struggling, but you say, look, we ain't been perfect. It's 13 years and it hadn't been perfect. And by the way, them pictures they had from Philly, baby, they cute. Them things cute. Actually, that's the picture I was going to post, but then when you sent that picture to me, I said, that's the perfect picture.
Oh, wow. Okay.
The picture that you guys took together in Philly where you're face to face and you're kissing. I thought that was it looked like something that needed to be on somebody's movie posted, just to say.
Wow.
Thank you.
Now, final question. What advice do you have for single Christians desiring kingdom marriage?
Okay, I'll go first. Go with a willing heart that is willing to be open. Don't get stuck with the past relationship to go forward in your new relationship. So what I mean by that is the face of the new male or the new female that you are presenting yourself to, don't glue the face of the past on them. Because what we do when we get in new relationships, we always state, and that was me too, you better not be this, you better not be that, you better not, we have these better nots versus saying, you know what, let me just give them a shot because they may present something that I actually really need. The person that was in the last relationship that I was in a relationship before, let that go. So, because my thing is you got to be open. And I think a lot of single people, and I have personal friends and relatives that's dealing with the same thing. How do I, and ask me the same question, how do I let my heart be open to a new relationship because it was hurt before? And I always give them the same answer. Be willing to have it open because you don't know what may happen. Because I know that we got to it's almost like love is a spur of the moment. You don't find it's love is what it is, but to find a relationship, it's like a spur of the moment. Is it or is it ain't? So it's like, how do we differentiate these two different types of love? So now when you're presenting yourself to this new spouse or this new person that you're coming in contact with, I can't bring the baggage of last relationship. So when we bring baggage into the new relationship, guess what? You done filled up your house with all this old stuff and you haven't brought in new stuff. So no space for nobody else other than your baggage and you. So now you're stuck with just being, guess what? By yourself. Because when you bring your baggage on other people, and now they try to fulfill the duties of what your expectations, this long list of what he gotta have. And I learned this from my sister-in-law, and I'm gonna let my wife go. She said, listen, the same list, being single, that you have and expectations you have for your spouse, make sure that you live up to number 1 all the way to number 20. If you got 20 things that you say you want your new future husband to be or your new future wife to be, he got to have a car, he got to have a house, you got to have this, you got to have that, you got to be college educated, you got to be ambitious, you got to do all these things. So now you got to start from number 1 on yourself. Do I have a car? Ding. Do I have a place to say? So now that now you have your standard that you can set. So I got that from my sister-in-law. She always say that all the time. Like, if you got a standard up here, make sure that you're there at the same time so you can complement each other. That's how marriage works. Because if you don't complement each other, it's done. So that's why we started from scratch. So we complement each other when we first graduated. We didn't have anything. So we just had a car and love. We both of us had a car and just love and a degree as well. But we just made it work. We made it work. So
I would say just be true to yourself. You know, you don't want to like pretend that you're one thing and find somebody who's compatible with who you were pretending to be. And then, once, years down the line, eventually your true self is going to show, it's going to come out, and are you compatible with that? Are they okay with that? So I think, for those of you who are still single, like, just being true to yourself, doing the things that you enjoy doing, and not so much of just, thinking that once I get a husband or once I get a man, everything gonna change. It's gonna be, it's gonna be that. Like, enjoy this time. This is your if you're preparing, if that's what you want, like you're in preparation, and with that comes patience. So be patient and knowing that, God is going to give you that person who's just right for you. Not perfect, but just right for you. And, and again, just being who you are, true to yourself, and never forget that, being true to yourself, because then you'll find that person who's just right for you.
Amen.
Oh, all right. Did y'all take some stuff away? Be true to yourself, sisters. Be true to who you are. Don't give that man a counterfeit. All right. Give him the real you, the good, the bad, the ugly, the attitude. Like, I'm talking to, let me tell you, I'm talking to somebody now. He's like, dang, you loaded with attitude. I said, oh, well, this is me. Take it or leave it, bruh. Go ahead.
Also, too, and I always always do this too. Ask the Lord for discernment, especially when you're meeting somebody. Because what happens is we meet the people and we love them. We do the fleshly stuff first. That's just being human. Ain't no such thing as he walked to you backwards and you said, I love his personality. Because you didn't see his face in his front. Like me and neither. Like, oh, I first met, I loved her personality. To be the flesh, that's not the truth. But after that moment, where do you go from there now? Like my wife was stating, like, don't be a counterfeit, be authentic. Because just being honest, like if you're honest with yourself, you're gonna actually see who that person really are. Because when you're putting up a fake front, guess what they may be doing? She's living up to this standard, I guess, trying to do this. I gotta do the same. So now we just faking it till we making it, being funny with each other through this marriage. And then now when we get married, when we say I do, you actually don't fold your clothes like you're supposed to. Like the little things start ticking you off. Like, man, you don't even put the toilet seat down. Now you're bickering over something that was so small because you didn't see it when you was because we want the marriage, but are you ready for it? That should be the biggest thing. And don't ignore the red flags. My wife just said it. You see a red flag, question it. Don't ignore it.
If anything, it'll get worse once you're married.
Cause my wife's good at it. Buddy, something ain't right. Let's have this conversation. So we have our little turning talks. You know what I'm saying? We do that all the time. We have those conversations to make sure that we're on the same level playing field when it comes down to our marriage, our kids, our job, our finances, our home, everything that we have going on, we have conversations. Now, do the conversations always go smooth and pretty? No, they don't. But is it going to bless our marriage when we come to an agreement? Sometimes we have to disagree to agree, like come to a conclusion. Okay, we both got the same goal. It's just that we have different ways of getting to it.
I forgot. I wanted to say this too, if I can, like how can I say it? I don't know what to do. Like thinking that you're gonna marry this perfect person, you know? Like there are times when it's like, do we really want to be together? Like, is this really what we want? You know, because we went through a rough patch to where we were thinking like this not gonna work, you know, and just what I was talking, just knowing that, you know, I forgot just that quick.
Just knowing that we're gonna actually, when we have that conversation, that we can get through it. Like, okay, we done been together, and that was that 7. You know how they said that 7-year rough patch. I'm thinking like these people lie. Like that 7 year ain't about. I promise you, that 7th year was that year we looked at each other. They said completion. I was looking at, are we completed? Are we done? Are we gonna actually work towards it? And we had to have that conversation. Like, do we need more? We need each other more than what we're going through right now. So my thing is, where do we go from here? That was her. I didn't initiate. I was like, man, I'm just tired. I don't know what we're gonna do. I knew I didn't want to leave. I just knew that something got to be better than this, or what's gonna happen. This ain't it. So her mindset was, what we're gonna do? Are we gonna make this work? Or we need to go to counseling, we need to do this and we need to do that. So we just said, you know what? Let the Lord have his way and let's see what happens. And that's when, lo and behold, the Brother Daniels started doing the marriage enrichment. And we looked at it as if like, okay, we really need this, because it was eye opener. Like she was complaining about stuff that I should have already known was the love language. Like, buddy, you slipping. In my mind, I'm like, I'm doing. Like, you doing, but are you doing what I need for what I need? You doing the wants, or I want to say like I'm a give. I love to give her gifts. I love to give her things. And she knows she's spoiled, and that's just being honest. But she spoils me. I spoil her with a lot of things, gifts. She spoils me with things that when I walk through the door is coming down to the stairs, greet me with a hug and love on me and everything like that. So it's like, wow, you love me for real. And I think that's what makes our marriage work, because we are like really in the long haul for this. Like we love each other unconditionally. And I've just been honest, I wouldn't know what to do with it. I'd probably lose my mind. She is my she's my calendar, my timekeeper, all that good stuff. My Ruben, you got something to do this week because it's on the calendar. So I'm like, yeah, that's her. So I really do appreciate her for all that. Love you too.
Amen. And you know, all the couples we've had come on, the wife always looks at the husband a certain type of way. And I think all of us sisters have picked that up. The way Vidra has been looking at Ruben, it shows that, dang, I love this man. Like, like for real. And I think that's one of the looks I think a lot of us sisters are trying to figure out. Vidra, what makes you look at your husband the way that you do?
I don't know. I didn't even realize. I guess I was doing looking at him in a different way, but I guess just respect. You know, just showing him that I respect him and love him and thankful for that. I'm thankful for him and who he is in our life, in my life, and our children's life. You know, that's important to me, and you know, I guess I want him to know that he's appreciated. So maybe that's what it is. I don't know.
I love it. Look, that's a good enough answer because that's beautiful. Okay. Now, before we stop, I need a duet from Vidra and Ruben. Think of a song on the top of your head, cause yes.
Lord.
We had a feeling too. We had a strong feeling. It was like when we get on here, we know Act. She loves music. She loves singing. So we already know what may happen.
Okay.
So now we did like think about what we may do seriously. It was a song. It's called by J.J. Harrison. It was called Lord, I Love You. How I love you more and more each day. I just want to be close to you. And I feel like in a marriage, it should be the same way. Like both of us should be saying we want to be closer to God, because guess what? If we're closer to him, he's going to give us what we need to actually share to others. So it's almost like the connection here, and then we go out the cross and spread love out. So I think that's what it is, the connection here, and then spread the love out. So I guess we'll sing something for you, Admin. Excuse us, we ain't gonna be belting and all that loudness stuff. We'll probably hopefully come out right.
Thank you for the Lord.
Yeah. Okay.
Lord, I love you. I love you more and more each day. I just want to be close to you. Under the shadow of your wings, please hide me, Lord, so that I might be close to you. In your presence is fullness of joy, and your right hand are pleasures forevermore. No evil can stay where you are. I just want to be close. I just need to be close. I just need to be close to you, to you.
Amen. Amen. See, I told y'all they harmonize so well together, singing and in a relationship. Y'all, the Johnsons. Gosh, you guys have blessed us. I thank y'all so very much for your transparency. Thank you so much for like opening up to us, because I think y'all only know me and maybe April and Sister Alicia, but you guys allowed the Holy Spirit to use y'all to bless us this afternoon, and y'all blessed us in song. Drop the mic.